I would start off with saying, if you ever need to talk about it, I'm here. They may brush you off and say, I don't know what you're talking about, or you just gave them that glimmer of hope that there's someone that they can talk to.
Hay que vivir sin excusas.
Algunas veces tienes dudas que tus sueños no se puedan cumplir. No encuentras la manera ni el camino que puedas seguir. No te demores.
Good evening, everybody. I always have this smile on my face because watching that clip before the show starts just brings so much joy to my heart. It shows of the work that I have progressed in over the past few years. My name is Lilian Maldonado. I am the founder of Ajusta Tu Corona, and I am your host for tonight's podcast. I am super excited about our guest tonight. She was referred by a dear friend, and I have this questionnaire that I have people fill out before they come into the show. She ran out of space, so I don't think I'll have much to say. Maybe. You guys know I love to talk, but she is an amazing person who has done so many amazing things, that dedicates so much of her time to an assortment of causes, and I am so proud to be in her presence and have her here on the show. And let me bring on Blanca Rodriguez. Hi, Blanca.
Hi, Lillian. What an honor it is to be here. Thank you so much for
Oh,
having
it's
me.
mine. Oh my gosh, Blanca, tell me more. Tell me more. So briefly, we were speaking in the background that you are a co-author.
Yes.
And why don't we start there? Tell me what you are a co-author of. What part of a book were you a part of?
Well, the name of the book is Impact Leadership with Blanca E. Rodriguez. I'm available in Amazon, Kindle, and paperback. I'm an Amazon best-selling co-author on my area, and this book is about personal growth. I am in a collaboration with 29 other co-authors from all over the world, all walks of lives, and basically, all of these stories are about resilience, about falling on our butts, getting up, never giving up, always hitting that start button because it's never late to hit the start button. And no matter where we come from, no matter what our background is, no matter how many mistakes or tragedies or dark seasons we've been in life, there's always a chance to come out on the other side. And all of these separate stories are specifically about that. It's about personal growth. And it's a great honor for me to be able to have been in that book, definitely.
Oh, that is awesome. So tell me, how did you get chosen to be in that book, or how were you discovered or participated in that book?
Well, I'm a big fan of personal growth and personal development that has helped me through many seasons in my life. And I was in a group online of network marketers and people from all over. And this gentleman sent me an email and he said, "Would you like to have an interview for this book? We're looking for co-authors." And I said, "Well, I've been through so much crap in my life that I think I can make a book out of that one." So I said, "Yeah, sure, but I have nothing to lose." And he said it's a 15-minute interview. We're just gonna have a conversation. I'm like, sweet, let's do it. 45 minutes later, I was chosen, and I said, "You know what? This is part of the plan. It was meant to be." And thanks to that book, in a big part to that book, is why I'm here today. That is for sure. It's been
Oh,
amazing. Yeah.
that's wonderful. And like,
Yeah.
as I stated, the questionnaire ran out of space because you had so many things on there. And trust me, it thrills me because it shows that you are so active. You're active in involved with your volunteering, the expertise that you have in so many things, and tell us what your expertise are, because one of them I think my daughter would absolutely love.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, I consider myself a woman of many hats. That is for
Crowns.
sure. Yes,
We
yes.
like to say crowns.
Yes, absolutely. I take that back. I'm a woman of many crowns, and I'm a Amazon bestselling book co-author. I'm a licensed massage therapist for 17 years for the state of Florida. My scope of practice is medical massage, massage for seniors, massage for people with PTSD. The medical aspect of massage has been my scope of practice, and I have helped tens of thousands of people along my career to improve their quality of life. And with this helping hands, it's been a blessing for me to show my boys and give them a little bit of this crown that I possess and help them improve in whatever it is needs that they may have. I'm a certified canine massage therapist for 5 years, and my scope of practice is senior animals. I have worked from everything from puppies, competition animals, agility dogs. I mean, God chose me to work with seniors, and I absolutely love it. I have helped senior animals with end of life. I have helped them to have better quality of life in their latter days, which is makes a whole difference in the lives of the animal and their human companion.
Their owners.
Yeah,
Oh,
yes. And the magic of dog massage, which I prefer much more. No offense to my beautiful humans, but dog massage is a world away one from the other. We are mammals. We share skin, muscle mass, body systems, but the difference with the dogs is that they are so they're so pure. They don't lie. They don't say to you, "Oh, I didn't like this. Let's try again later." They like you or they don't like you. And I can say to you, Lillian, that I could say in almost 100% of the cases that I have worked with animals in very chaotic environments, because I was a volunteer at Animal Refuge. Well, I did my internship for my canine massage at the Humane Society here in town. And it was a chaotic environment with lots of dogs that were old, abandoned, abused, neglected, and all of that. And I can tell you something, they all welcome my help with open paws. And that makes all the difference in the world. These animals, as long as you give them a little bit of attention and care and help and have a little bit of more quality of life, their response is absolutely phenomenal. What a blessing, what an honor for me is to work with animals till this day. That is for sure. I absolutely love it. Yes, yes. Let me see what else. Oh, I'm a group fitness instructor. I'm a retired professional dancer. I danced for 30 years.
wow.
I was a Zumba instructor for many, many years. And the last that I have done is group fitness exercise for people 55 plus, which is another very good scope of practice that I have worked with a lot of active seniors. And having physical activity is phenomenal. It's so great for anybody at any age. But as we keep on aging, it's so necessary to have some kind of physical activity, because it will definitely improve, or like we say, what we have we keep, because as we age, things to happen. If we had an old, let's say for example, we had an old accident and we hurt our hip, that old accident is going to come back to haunt us later on in life.
Hmm.
That is kind of a fact. Okay, in my experience, which is pretty vast, I have worked with tens of thousands of patients along my career. It always happens the same thing, and a senior especially. What's happening to your hip? Oh, I fell from a horse 27 years ago. and now they feel it. So massage therapy is a great helper for all of these things, for stress, anxiety, for depression, for menopausal stages. I'm in my menopause right now, and I'm telling you, I not only give massages, but I receive massages, and definitely it keeps me in check. It keeps me balanced. It keeps me feeling physically better. That is a fact, definitely. Yes.
Oh, I believe it's part of a self care regimen. So I definitely have my massages. I'm very good to me.
Good. 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 I'm glad to hear that. Yeah,
um,
absolutely.
can you tell us a little bit about your past and what led to all of this? What led to?
In my past, I was born into mental illness. And back in the day, when I was a little girl, I was born in New York City. I grew up in Puerto Rico from Puerto Rican parents. And in those days, mental illness was taboo. Mental illness was hush hush, very hush hush. In our culture, if you had mental illness, it will be the synonymous of loca. You're going to the slammer and you're not going to have a life. And there was a lot of fear about that. My mom had chronic mental illness all of her life, and she was finally treated when she was 79 years old. So
Mm,
basically, I spent my entire natural life around mental illness, around emotional abuse, around a lot of confusion, because mental illness is about that. One moment she was okay and the next second she wasn't, and it was very chaotic, it was very confusing. Of course, she expressed her love the best way she could, but she couldn't help herself. How was she going to help others? And I have learned from my mother many things about what to do and what not to do in life. And one of the things that I have made sure is that when I need help on something, ask for it. Because my mom kept so silent about so many things. My father died when I was a very little kid. When I was 8 years old, my father died tragically. And we were in an environment that you don't talk about the dead. Tú no hablas de muerto. You know,
wow.
yes, it was very, that was very traumatizing for me, because my dad was my person. I
Mhm.
was glued to this man, and then when he died, it was sudden, and I was lost, and I had nobody to talk to, nobody to express myself, nobody to say things openly. And that silence, I grew up around a lot of silence, because I am a sexual abuse survivor as well. And the first time that I had an experience of that nature, I was 9 years old. So it was literally a year after my father's very untimely death. And it was about shame. It was about hush hush. It was about maybe it was my fault. A 9-year old girl thinking that it was my fault. And I didn't even know what was happening, because I didn't have any comprehension of what was happening. All I knew, it was that it was wrong, and I was invaded, and it was dirty, and it was disgusting. That's all I knew. But nobody knew about these experiences until I published my book 2 years ago. Literally.
Wow.
That's how much silence we can keep within, put it away and put it away until it's time to speak. And now I just won't shut up, Lilian. That is the fact,
You
and that's
found
my
your
reality.
voice.
Yes,
You found your voice.
I definitely found my voice, and it's, I mean, these are lessons in life. And when I would hear, before I found my voice and started really talking about these things, I would wonder, it's like, why do sexual survivors say that they talk about it and they feel better? I don't get it. I don't understand. Now I do understand that, yes, it feels better. Yes, there is help out there. Yes, I am here to help. I've been there myself. Uh, repeatedly, unfortunately, even by my own ex-partner, rest in peace. These are the things that a lot of people go through, and us women, we don't say anything about it, because how is that possible that your partner that you sleep with every single night, he took you and he assaulted you? Well, when you say no, no is no, but then it became something else, and it was really, really bad, and my low self-esteem was there. I had no help, I had no voice. And until I went to a doctor's office and I picked up a powerful book called The Secret. The Secret resonated with me. I said, wow, I'm a woman full of secrets. And when I picked up that book, that was the beginning of where I am today, definitely. And the more I say something, I feel like I help someone. That someone out there definitely is like, wow, I haven't said anything, but maybe this lady that she chose to speak, maybe that can help someone to speak up as well. Because this is the thing. When I went through all of these bad experiences along my life in different seasons of my life, all I thought it was that I was at fault. I did something wrong and nobody will believe me. That was where I will always go from. And no, not necessarily. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my responsibility. And there is people that will believe me. There is people that will support me no matter what. One thing that I'm a true believer of is that the wounds are not our responsibility, but the healing, yes, absolutely it is. Absolutely. It's totally our responsibility.
You,
Definitely.
you're absolutely right. So I don't know if you know, my organization, Ajusta Tu Corona, is for victims of domestic violence. And everything that you just preached just now is the same message that we deliver to our community. And we say that to them as well. It's not your fault. You know,
Hmm.
you deserve to be loved. Love doesn't hurt. And, you know, even on our website, it says you have to learn that, you know, what happened to you is not your fault, but healing is. So we have
Hmm.
turned our events into mini healing sessions.
That's
Not
wonderful.
not because that is the way we planned it,
Hmm.
but you know, if you believe in God, I feel that that is how God wanted it to be, because these women leave the event so
Hmm.
emotionally filled. So, as one of the guests said, her cup overfloweth. You
Hmm.
know, and she said it's a healing event that you didn't know you needed until you go there.
Absolutely. Exactly.
So when and it all came about just as you said, just by telling my story.
Hmm.
I told my
Absolutely.
story. Someone else told their story. Someone else told their story. We're now like
Exactly.
a community of women that have triumphed over tragedy. And we just want
Absolutely.
to share our message with the world and let them understand that
Hmm.
there is better on the other side.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And as a product, you know, the less I spoke about my experiences, the more bad things just kept on. It was like a domino effect of one negative occurrence after the other, the other, the other. I come from a broken home full of domestic abuse, mental illness. So when I chose my ex partners, it was full of domestic abuse as well, and until we take that crown and put it on our heads and we say that's it. And I can attest to you that it is possible. I was reading, I don't know which book I was reading from. I read many self-help books, and I went to counselors, psychiatrists. I did group therapy, the whole thing, and it was a blessing after a blessing after a blessing in my life. I cannot tell you how grateful I am to all of these groups of people and all of these counselors that helped me in one way or the other. One book told me, make a list of what you want on your perfect partner. And I'm like, okay, I'll make a list. The list was simple, from 1 to 10. This person didn't have a face, but this person had a soul. This person didn't have a physique, but this person is passionate and is a real gentle person. 3 months later, I met my now husband. 3 months later, after I wrote that note, and I will look at it, and with everything I had in my heart, I said, this I went through that, I want to leave it behind, I want this. And yeah, now we've been 10 years married. So yes, it is possible. Oh, and I got married at 48, so it is possible, definitely.
Manifested that relationship.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. The power of manifestation is real. That is for sure.
Oh, all right,
Mm-hmm.
ladies, you heard it. You heard it. Write down exactly what you are looking for and look at it every day and believe that it's coming.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Because it will happen.
Oh, that
Definitely.
is amazing. That's great.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
I was reading also in your bio that you are a member of Toastmasters. So, first of
Yes.
all, I never heard of Toastmasters. So, please tell our audience what Toastmasters is and so forth.
Absolutely, absolutely. I right now I'm a brand new vice president of public relations for Toastmasters in Puerto Rico and Toastmasters here in Stuart, Florida. And Toastmasters is this phenomenal platform, and the purpose is to improve our abilities as communicators. Toastmasters has been around for almost 100 years, and it has 350,000 members all over the world. It's a worldwide platform. I didn't know anything about it until a mentor of mine mentioned it to me on 2020. And this was a lovely gentleman, super successful, and he will attribute part of his success to the help of Toastmasters.
Mm,
So I was terrified of speaking, of public speaking, terrified, terrified. But when I did my co authorship, one of the things that is very important to do is speak about my book. And I gotta speak well. I am not gonna be like, "Hey, this is my book. Look at it if you want to buy." No, I mean it gotta explain what it is about and what was the purpose and everything that entailed to for me to become a co-author. So I said, you know what? I am gonna try Toastmasters. I bow to Toastmasters. I love the platform. There's always a learning lesson behind every and any single meeting that you may go. And it's about that, being better communicators, being better leadership, public speaking. If I mean, you don't even have to be a public speaker to do public speaking, because you can be with circles of friends and circles of people, and there can be a very interesting conversation, and you're ready to say something
mm,
that you feel that is eloquent, that is nicely said. I mean, I just joined Puerto Rico Toastmasters. I've been living in the U.S. for 20 years. My Spanish, my written and spoken Spanish is on point, but my grammatics in Spanish, it's just not there. It's been gone for a long time, and I am picking all of that up, but with the help of many people, because part of this club is about helping you being a better communicator in every sense of the way, not only in the professional side of it, but even in the personal side of it. So it's a phenomenal platform. I highly, highly recommend to anybody to try Toastmasters. They do hybrid meetings and meetings. There's meetings everywhere and there's clubs everywhere. You just need to go to toastmasters.org and you look for where is a meeting close to you and it'll give you like this where there's a meeting. You can be a guest at the meeting and you decide if you like it or not. So I highly recommend it. Yes,
I
Toastmasters has definitely changed my life as a communicator. That is a fact. I'm eternally grateful to Toastmasters, that's for sure.
Yeah, I was telling her before that I just basically found my voice like about 5 years ago. Like I didn't have the nerve to be doing this podcast. I wouldn't do even like I held back on the gala because I felt that I didn't speak properly. And but somewhere along the line, something snapped and said, "Get it started just the way you are." But I'm gonna look into that Toastmasters because it's never too late and
Yes,
to learn
absolutely.
something new and educate yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the best part is that is like really affordable. It's like $75 for every 6 months. So it's like the best schooling you can find, very affordable prices in a group where you will feel safe and you will have all the help that you need to make it happen, to be a better communicator, to push for more leadership. It's phenomenal.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Blanca, tell me, you shared a little bit of your history with us and the mental illness and everything. So, and the relationships along the way. Did any of that help you introduce you into massage therapy? Like what pushed you to become a massage therapist?
That is a very interesting one. I always been a lovey-dovey, touchy-feely person
Okay.
with animals and with my loved ones. So when I moved to Florida 20 years ago, before that I was a secretary. So I said to my ex-partner back then, I said, I want to do something different. I am going back to school and I want to do something different. So I was watching a commercial. This was like very random. I was watching a commercial and there it was, a commercial about massage therapy school, that it can help people. And I always been a people helper. I always been a helper in any way or form. I always helped, and I love to help. It fills me with joy. It's part of who I am. And I saw massage therapy, and before that, I was like pretty interested in being a physical therapist. But physical therapy, it entails a lot of schooling, a lot of college, and to be honest with you, I am not a fan of going to college. So I said, you know what? I'm going to try this school. And here I am, almost 18 years later. I'm still a massage therapist. And what the my favorite aspect of massage therapy is that continuously I'm learning something new. Continuously, I've been I'm going to be very soon 20 years in this profession and I'm still learning new things. So it's phenomenal for people like me that I can get bored of doing the same thing repeatedly over and over and over. Massage therapy is just the way to go. Highly recommended. On the other hand, if you don't like to touch people, you won't like definitely to be a massage therapist, because this is about saying, hello, how are you doing? How are you feeling? Please undress yourself and get on the table. So that can be a very tricky situation. But if you are not really scared or afraid of it, definitely go for it. It's totally worth it. It's a phenomenal career. And I absolutely love it. Very grateful to do it. And then, of course, I jump into animal massage as well. So I absolutely love it. Yes. Hmm.
What made you go into animal massage?
Oh,
Like, this
that's
is why I'm saying my daughter would absolutely love you. She's a vet tech and she believes
oh, I love that.
dogs, she believes that animals are her children and there's no need for her to have any other human animals.
Oh my God. I cannot agree with her more. She's totally right. Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I in my career, I was very interested in doing something else and something new. And talking about restart buttons, I love restart buttons. I'm a very big fan of that. So I was looking randomly at a magazine, and it said horse massage school. I said, "Wow, horse massage! Wow, horses are huge." So so I said, okay, I think that's a little intimidating, so I'm not going to do that. But in that same magazine, I saw in a little corner canine massage therapy school. And I said, that. I want that. So I went to school for 4 months, 100 hours. I did an internship at the Humane Society with abused, neglected, abandoned animals. The animals take it absolutely well. The change is excellent for their quality of life, just like us humans. So I've been an animal lover all my life since I was a little girl. So that was like, this is like the perfect combination for me to do something different within the scope of massage therapy. Animal massage therapy has been around since 1450 BC, since ancient
Really?
times. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yes. Super interesting.
Yeah. It's so funny because I just came back from Egypt and I don't recall if any of the hieroglyphics that they showed us
Yeah.
showed animal massaging, but that is so very interesting.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And in Egypt, I mean, people will, when they died, they will put their dogs with the dead so they can make them company to the other side. Yes, Julius Caesar, that
Wow.
he's a great warrior. Julius Caesar used to take his massage therapist with him to war, and his massage therapist used to massage his war dogs as well. So there's a very very long history of animal massage in China and India, the Roman era as well. Yes, there was a lot of animal massage. Yes,
That is so interesting. Look
yes,
at
I love
that.
it.
See? you you really studied your massage therapy
Oh,
there.
I love it.
So when you say that you were a professional dancer, were you a professional dancer or was it only the Zumba?
No, I was a professional dancer for 30 years. Yes, I did professional dancing, Latin ballroom dancing. I loved it.
I'm sure.
Yes,
I
yes.
still
And
want to learn how to dance salsa.
oh, I can teach you. I was a professional Latin ballroom dancer, and I was in Latin ballroom companies from Puerto Rico as well. And then after that I moved to Florida. Then I transitioned into being a teacher because I always loved teaching. I always loved being a teacher. I started by teaching little kids jazz, modern jazz in Puerto Rico. And then after that, when I moved here, I transitioned totally into Zumba. That was when the boom of Zumba started, and I was like, oh, I am going to do this. And yeah, oh my God, I was over 10, 12 years teaching Zumba, and I did every single kind of Zumba you can imagine. I taught it all, absolutely. And now, well, I am retired, so now I absolutely love it still, but I love to be a student. I love to be on the other side of the Zumba classroom. So it's a win-win situation.
Oh
Yes.
my God, you've done so much. I mean, it's
Oh,
just
thank
so
you.
amazing. You're so happy, but you also have, is it a coaching platform, the Mental Health Concierge?
Yes, my website is the mental health concierge.net, and this website is about everything to improve our good mental health. Everything and anything can help us maintain good mental health. This is what this platform is all about. Everything from having an animal companion, from self-care, how important it is self care for good mental health. How many things can put our mental health in jeopardy? Simple things as not knowing how to breathe, breathing shallow, stress, anxiety can really affect our mental health. eating. We are what we, when we hear we are what we eat. Yes, we are what we eat, because depending on what we eat, we can feel sluggish, or
Mhm.
we can feel ready for the next chapter of the day. So it's like from things like that all the way to massage therapy services, to services for menopausal women. There is a world of confusion when it comes to menopausal stages, and the reality that millions of us, including me, are going through right now, and how much taboo and how much hush hush menopause has been. According to society, menopause is a horrible thing. According to human anatomy and the human experience of a woman, we go, if you're a woman, guess what? Menopause does happen to every single woman in this world. It's about what tools are we going to pick up to make the process easier. And that's when the mental health concierge comes into play to help everything with these kinds of situations. Yes.
Wow. I am in the same boat. Um, I've seen people go through a lot
Hmm.
with menopause. So I don't know if I'm in the beginning, the middle, the end.
Hmm.
Like, how much worse can it get? I don't really want to know. I really want to know. But
I'm a true believer that the more informed we are about something, the better it is to understand. There is so many good help for menopausal women out there. And it's just about us reaching out and opening our minds to it, because it's unavoidable. There's been too much stigma about menopause, that our lives are basically over because we have menopause, and that really doesn't have to be necessarily the case. I can tell you, Lilian, that I have achieved more in my menopausal years than in my 30s and my 40s combined. So menopause is not the end of the world. It's, to me, it has been a big restart button. And yes, it comes with challenges. That is a fact, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, what is the human experience without challenges?
it's
Yep.
true.
Mm-hmm.
It's what we bounce back from, and it's where we progress
Abs-
from.
absolutely. Absolutely.
I totally agree. So you said like one of the mental um, benefits also is meditation.
Yes.
I seem to have a problem with that. I
Yeah.
can't I can't sit still long enough. I can't blank out my mind. Like as soon as I close my eyes, like there's a million thoughts racing through my head of things that I need to do.
Yes.
So I have a little bit of difficulty with meditation.
Well, what I can share with you is this. I started meditating like 3 years ago. And till this day, I cannot do close my eyes, turn everything off, and turn your brain off. It doesn't really work for me. What I do is guided meditation. Guided meditation is all over the place. I have Spotify, and Spotify, you just type what kind of meditation you want. I do meditation for sleep, which has helped me tremendously with my sleep patterns, because here we go again with menopausal stages. Sleep is the one of the first thing that can just go out the window, and
Yep.
it can be a really frustrating thing. And that's when our good mental health can get compromised because
Mhm.
of lack of sleep, because we're edgy, because we haven't have enough rest in one night. So what has worked for me has always been guided meditation. When I started doing meditation, I started doing guided meditation 5 to 7 minutes, and I took it from there. But in many occasions, I would be like, "Oh my god, I'm frustrated because I'm like all over the place." I was like a hurricane going, but then it's like, let me just do it. And meditation is like a yoga class. You go to one yoga class, that's not gonna be it. You gotta go to many yoga class, because it's a journey. It's a journey of adapting to this. So with meditation, it's a journey as well of adaptation. What I will highly recommend to you and to anybody that is listening is that try 5 to 7 minutes. Try a 4 minute meditations in YouTube. YouTube is YouTube. YouTube is a monster, but YouTube is phenomenal. YouTube is a big help for meditation. And if anybody has Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music, all of these platforms offer different types of meditation. And definitely my favorite ones is meditation for sleep, of course, which in I can tell you like in 90% of the time, it really works for me and it helps me just drift to a good night's sleep. Some other times I am way too hyper and nothing will help. But in many other occasions, really it really does help. And meditation for stress and anxiety. When there's too much going in the mind, I mean, the mind has to like calm down one thing at a time. And it's really phenomenal. I really recommend to anybody and everybody do some meditation because it really does help. Breathing exercises is one thing that is absolutely beautiful. Through slow breathing, our stress levels will calm down in a flash. In a flash. And it's very easy. There is one breathing exercise that I love to do. I do it on a daily basis because I work in a very chaotic environment. I work for a rehab center for drug addiction and alcohol abuse. So it's a very chaotic environment. And I am breathing deeply and slowly almost throughout my whole shift. And it keeps me calm. It helps the patients come in and be calm. And my favorite one is the box breathing is 4 seconds inhale, 4 seconds hold, 4 seconds exhale, and 4 seconds hold. You do this for 3 times, and I promise you all that it will help you tremendously with calming down a little bit because most of the time we just breathe shallow from the chest and because it happens to all of us. So breathing techniques are really really phenomenal for calming the senses down in such a fast-paced world that we are at right now.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like I said, I probably wasn't going to talk much, but this woman here covered from A to Z. How many topics? She was awesome.
Thank you.
And our time is almost up. And we always leave our audience with a positive message. What would you like to share with the audience today?
The message that I can tell everybody out there is don't let your past define your future. Don't let whatever happened to you define who you are today. Just remember that start button, you can hit it over and over and over again, no matter how old you are. Definitely. That's
That
my
is
message.
That's an awesome message.
Thank
Now,
you.
to all of my listeners, if you found value in today's call and you want to follow more of us, please like, share, follow Ajusta Tu Corona on
Mhm.
Instagram, on Facebook. We have a webpage. Please sign up so you can get our monthly newsletter. And as always, never forget how amazing you are. Never
Amen.
forget how much you are loved. Never forget how exceptional you are. Ajusta tu corona and keep it moving.
Absolutely.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you.
Thank you.